It's that time of the week again where we add another player to the Party Poker Mosconi Cup. Last week, Skylar Woodward joined Team USA, so this time it's the turn of Alex Lely, who's with me from the Netherlands, to add another player to Team Europe. Of course, Fedor Gorst and Jason Shaw are already on the team. So, Alex, those spots are starting to fill up. Is that decision getting a little bit harder for you each time it comes around?
Well, yes and no. Yes and no, because you have to choose between people, but we have we have good choices to pick from. So, but every time we get past the next hurdle and we can fill in the next name, that's a big relief for Carl and me.
I know you've been doing regular coaching sessions over Zoom and Skype and FaceTime with the players. Just give us a little bit of an update as to what you've been up to for the last 2 weeks.
Well, that no more disclosure. Yeah, we're practicing, and we're working on finding the best format. I mean, the trainings are good. We have good talks. The work in itself is good. But I think exercises and drills and trainings are more about finding flaws and finding some things that aren't going well, and then which will allow you to work on them. So it's that. So every session that we get together, or that I'm one-on-one with a player, we'll try to find things we run into so that we have something to work on.
And now that you've added Fedor and Jason to the team already, are the other players starting to get into your ear a little bit, trying to make sure that they're the next one on the team to confirm their place?
We have 3 now. We're gonna make public the third name on the team, and I'll leave it at that.
Understood, Captain. And so, speaking about this player, without naming the name just yet, just tell us what qualities this player brings to Team Europe.
Energy, confidence, charisma, and a no-miss attitude.
When Jeremy Jones announced Skylar Woodward last week, he said it wasn't very much a wild card because people wouldn't be too surprised by Skylar's selection. I get the impression that this pick, it's probably quite similar for you, isn't it?
Yeah. It's as far as I'm concerned, would be very difficult to imagine a Mosconi Cup team without this guy.
Well, we don't have to imagine a Mosconi Cup team without this guy this year. Alex, just tell us who you've added to the team.
Killer Filler will be a pillar for Team Europe in 2020.
And this young man exudes confidence.
You know, I respect Shane as a player, and everybody said he's the king, but I had to show everybody that I'm the king now.
Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast, go deep, I OD on them. I OD, apply pressure, put heat on them.
Nice control there by Josh.
0 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Go dummy, go beast on them. I go beast, go deep, I OD on them. I OD, apply pressure, put heat on them. Put that 0 degrees on them. 500 degrees. Countdown, levitate, going up, elevate. Watch me demonstrate, on time, never late. I grind, celebrate, no pump fake, hesitate. I've been scoring every day, champagne Perrier. Since 9-3, been in the box, now stepping up to home. Like straight out the sandlot, now plotting on the globe. I work hard, I show love.
So Joshua Killer Filler, a former Mosconi Cup MVP for Team Europe, rejoins the team, and he joins Alex and myself now from Germany. Joshua, great to see you. Congratulations. It's going to be your first London Mosconi Cup, surprisingly. How does it feel to be on the team?
Well, it's amazing. I mean, just from thinking about it, I got goosebumps everywhere. I'm just so glad that Alex picked me, and that I'm back on the team.
Alex said it would be hard to imagine a Mosconi Cup without you, and I have to agree with him. But 2 years ago in London, of course, it was a Mosconi Cup without you. So was there a little bit of doubt in your mind that maybe you might not get the selection again?
Well, when I not got picked 2018 in London, I was down, you know. But I had a little chat with my coaches and with Pia, and I just thought that I have to practice even more. And then I became world number champion, won the US Open, and then I qualified directly for the Mosconi Cup. And I think that was the best thing in my life that I didn't get picked, because it just gave me the hit that I needed.
And Tell us a little bit about last year's Mosconi Cup, because on one hand you played very well, had some big moments at that cup, but on the other hand Europe didn't win. So how do you reflect on the Mosconi Cup from last year?
Well, when I reflected, I think in the singles we did pretty good, but in the doubles we just messed up. I think we have just to practice even more on the doubles, and I think if we can fix it, we are the favorites to win it again.
Alex, listening to Joshua there talk about when he didn't get selected 2 years ago and how he used that as a motivation, that's exactly the kind of thing as a coach you must like to hear, somebody who uses those setbacks to create comebacks.
Yeah, that's what champions do, and Joshua is an ultimate champion, and even as young as he is, never waste a good crisis, and that's what he did. He took full advantage.
Josh, when you look back on last year's Mosconi Cup, a few highlight reel moments for yourself. Is there anything in particular that stands out? I'm thinking maybe a couple of singles matches against one player in particular.
Well, of course, when I played Chen van Burning, it was amazing. I mean, he missed easy balls actually for him, and took his chances and beat him 5-0 and 5. I think we played tries and 5-1. There were big moments for me, and I think that was the big highlight from last year's Mosconi Cup.
One thing from last year, though, Josh, that I remember was Europe lost and how disappointed you were at the end, despite the fact that you'd won some really big matches. It really seemed to hurt you last year that you lost that cup.
Yeah, of course. I mean, when I lost to Scala, I mean, he played amazing. I think he didn't make any mistakes in that match, and I just make 1 or 2 mistakes. Of course, I had the pressure. It was 10-8 for them, or was it? I think it was 10-8. Yeah. I think it was just enough for me because the matches before, every time when I played, we were behind. I had to deliver. I delivered, but in the end, I think just my power war gone. But of course, I was crying in the arena. I'm honest, but it was just about I was so disappointed to just lost the match against Skylar. But he still, I have to say he played amazing against me.
And one of the things that developed a lot last year as well was your relationship with the fans, and especially for the American fans. You seem to be the guy that they like to hate. You're the villain for them at the moment. Do you relish that role? Do you embrace it?
Well, it just started against Billy Thorpe when it was 4-0, I think, and I was playing on the 7, and they were trying to distract me while I was shooting. And I think that was just a moment where I said I have to find an answer for that, and then I just started to, play with them or something. Of course, when my name came, when we got the medals, and then they were booing at me. Of course, I could understand it, the way I was acting and stuff. I mean, I wasn't crying because of that. I was just so disappointed. But I'm so happy to be back and helping the team out. And I hope we can get the cup back.
Well, of course, what would it mean to you to win that Party Poker Mosconi Cup again this year?
Well, it would be amazing. I mean, we lost the last 2 years, and it's just a dream for a European player to be on the team and winning with all. Now we are 7 with all of the people there, and of course with the crowd. This year it will be different, I think. Maybe without a crowd, or maybe some people, I don't know. We will see in the future.
Alex, I know you watched last year's Mosconi Cup. The reaction that Josh gets from the American fans, that's simply a testament of how good he is, isn't he? Because, of course, we know all those American fans would love if he had an American passport.
Yeah, your words, but maybe so. He's Joshua wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's a bundle of energy, and he brings the game to his opponent, and in this case, the Mosconi Cup to Team USA. And I think the American fans felt like they needed to give their team a helping hand there. But, you had a chat with Joshua just now. He's 22 years young and so smart. He has already gained so much knowledge from his previous 2 performances. So we're more than happy to have him on board.
So, Alex, 2 more players to select for the team. How difficult is that decision going to be for you? Are you finding yourself in a position where you think it's fixed and then you change your mind and change your mind again? Or are you and Cole pretty close on who those 2 will be?
No, it's not a closed case. Definitely not. I have a couple of names on my short list, and We have time still. But you know, the fifth name. If I have to fill in the fifth name, it means I'm canceling some other names, and that's going to be hard for those players, and it's a hard call to make. But whichever 5 names will be on the paper, you know, it's a quality team, multiple world champions in there, and we'll be ready.
Well, final word over to you, Josh, and it's about the fans. Of course, we don't know at this stage how many fans we'll have at Alexandra Palace, but it must be nice for you to look forward to playing in front of a European home crowd this year.
Yeah, of course, it will be amazing. I mean, I hope there will be a crowd. Of course, it would be a big advantage for the European players to have more people there to cheering for us. But for me, it doesn't really matter. As long as there's a table and their opponents, I'm ready. I will be ready.
We don't doubt it, Joshua. Great to have you on Team Europe again for this year's Party Poker Mosconi Cup. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to Alex as well. Alex will be back in a couple of weeks' time to tell us his 4th player for Team Europe. Next week, it's the turn of Team USA again. Thank you very much for joining us.
Get it all, we gon' get it all. Got the vision in our scopes, gonna stumble, gonna fall. Can't give up is what we made for, try again and we gon' ball.